Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Taffel, and today we are doing another episode of UF DPM Meet the Student sessions. Today we have Clayton Bania as our guest. So Clayton, can you please introduce yourself today?
Hello, my name is Clayton Bania. I'm from Clearwater, Florida, undergraduate degree at the University of South Florida in biology with a concentration in plant biology. And I'm now enrolled at UF to do the DPM program.
Nice. So can you please explain some of your favorite aspects of the DPM program?
I think that the best aspect that I've experienced so far, I think there's a few things that need to be said with graduate school in general for those who are interested in it. So the opportunities that you have to actually do more. In undergrad, you can do research, but you don't necessarily get the freedom you do when you're a graduate student in terms of being able to access things to, I guess, further your own learning desire. So with the DPM degree being interdisciplinary and non-thesis based or dissertation based, the idea is to gain these practical skill-based sets and knowledges. You can really capitalize on that ability to use those extra resources that you didn't get a chance to in undergrad. So if you play it right, combining those two can really give you a great learning opportunity. And I guess a short example of this would be we have a very large insect collection, and one very important part of identifying plant diseases is understanding if it's been vectored by an insect or understanding plant damage. Again, being if it's caused by an insect or if it's from another pathogen. But we have hundreds of insects pre-pinned. And those are things you wouldn't really necessarily get the chance as an undergrad to just freely walk in and get the chance to pull out whatever you wanted to and then look at it under a microscope. So I think where I'm at in the DPM, I guess my DPM tenure is that, the ability to be able to have all those things you have access to further the knowledge.
And have you participated in an internship or research in the DPM program?
Yeah, so there's lots of opportunities to do both. It's required for every DPM student to have 2 substantial internships, each 3 credit hours. One that can be a game area and one that it doesn't have to be. Me personally, my research has been for my master's, and I've been doing research at a vineyard in Florida on muscadine grape. I've been looking at interactions of an insect called grape root borer, or Vitaceae falciformis, and its interactions in causing grape vine decline in vineyards. But there are plenty of other opportunities for the DPM students here. So,
Did you choose to go with that research, or was it presented to you?
It kind of happened by chance. I was doing research with peaches and stink bugs and scales, and we happened to be driving by this vineyard, and I was like, that'd be a great place to do research. And Dr. Hodges was like, well, let's go. and so we kind of pulled into the vineyard and met with the vintner and the vineyard manager, and we got the contact, exchanged info, and we had questions about possibly causing damage in one of his blocks in his vineyard. And after the first year data, it seems that he quite possibly could be right. So I want to say yes, I chose it more so than no, I didn't. It was just kind of funny how it happened.
So what's your career goal out of this, and how do you think the DPM program has helped you prepare for it?
So before I started the DPM program, I was running a small hydroponic farm in downtown St. Petersburg. And the idea was to provide fresh food in a food desert, where 3 of these like smaller sub-cities in Pinellas County kind of were hanging out. And I realized when I was running this farm, there were things that I couldn't answer myself, and I actually had to pay people. So I had to pay what they call an agricultural scout to come out and handle an issue for me. I had like $20,000 in strawberries on the 25,000 acres on the farm, and I was starting to notice some issues with them, some reddening and bronzing and stunted new growth. And the internet, although vast in resources, it doesn't account for knowledge by mentor. So I could look up this stuff and read this stuff all day, but there's certain things that certain things that can be learned quicker when you have somebody to show you. And this was one of them. My problem was an insect called the chili thrip. It's an invasive insect here in Florida, and pretty bad on peppers and strawberries. So this guy, essentially came out told me that that's what he thinks it is. You know, he's like, here's a loop, you know, check 3 plants at random. Here's where you should look for it. I've already been familiar with what thrifts look like. And he's like, this is what it's going to kind of look like. Check here, you know, first plant I checked, boom, I saw 3 of them. I was like, oh, okay. So I checked the remaining 3, and I think it was like 3 out of 5 plants had these thrifts. And I did my research, but you know, the whole venture cost $1,600 to $1,800 to have him give me the diagnosis, have him come out, and then I actually bought the miticide from him. So I kind of add that in there too. But that was $1,600 or $1,800 that I could have saved myself, essentially, if I had known how to diagnose and solve that problem on my own. But I didn't. And so that's when I realized that there's more learning that needs to be done. I've grown. I don't have an issue with the cultivation or, you know, the horticultural plants, but there are things that I knew at that point that I needed to learn. And so when I looked around for a graduate experience, I knew I didn't want to do research. And so far, this program has done exactly what I expected it to do and give me. So I can't say that I'm disappointed. And I guess my goal is I want to be a farmer. I would like to be a farmer. I really enjoyed that experience of running a business by myself, being independent, being able to feed people's spaces, getting to interact with the local populace. Like, I had a few customers who were little mom and pop shops, and it was really nice to like go and deliver their weekly produce, you know, and have that impact on the community, and provide a service. So I really enjoyed that. However, you know, as being in the program, there's plenty of opportunities that I have been interested in. Like, I do like the idea of possibility of product development, or maybe getting a job at the USDA, maybe something with plant protection, quarantine. So there are other things that spark my interest, but in life, to be a farmer, I definitely think it's helping.
That is really interesting, because I know that most people do go in to look for research and be part of the university. So I think it's unique that you want to do something else, and be a part of something that I know can be a little shaky, because agriculture and being a farmer is pretty difficult. So
yeah, the things they don't tell you. Like, I will say one thing that DPMers, if your goal is to have a business, is to learn how to budget and balance cash. So that's also a personal life experience. But yeah.
To follow up with that, do you have any advice for future DPM students?
Oh, yeah. Don't be afraid to ask questions and do things. For the current professors and directors that are involved in this program, don't be scared. They want you to go out and take the initiative and do things. You know, if you find seeds laying around in the DPM greenhouse and you don't know whose they are, and there's 20 seeds and you take 3, you know, and they've just been sitting there for weeks, you know, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you see some stuff like fertilizer, you want to use it, you know, it's not been like written on or whatever, it's been sitting there for a month or 2, you know, fine, don't be afraid. You know, if you see something in the lab, like a microscope or anything that piques your interest, if it's in the lab, probably ask about it. But they want that initiative. You know, like, the thing in undergrad, you don't, like, again, the difference between undergrad and grad. In undergrad, you don't get that leeway, so to say. But as a grad, you're expected to go out. You're here because you want to further your knowledge. You know, you're motivated. So that the professors, especially right now, the current director, will encourage that. And so as long as it's not detrimental to other projects or interfering with research, yeah, she'll encourage you to go and do those things and support you as best as she can.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you zooming in today to share all that information with us.
Yeah, no problem.
And that's all we have for today. So thanks for taking the time to watch our DPM Meet the Student session. Stay tuned for more episodes.